Pick up a globe to make these one-of-a-kind projects. I first took apart the globe by pulling on the hardware from both ends until the globe cleared the stand hooks. To separate the globe into two, I pried the middle join with a screwdriver until it was loose enough to pull open. I'm placing the other globe side with the open side down and map right side up. Using a Lazy Susan, I wound just enough jute twine to surround the globe bottom edge, then attach the twine with hot glue. I then glued a wooden cabinet knob to the top of the globe to cover the hole. Then placed onto a round cutting board, my cloche food cover is ready to entertain while protecting the food underneath. I placed one globe side on top of a wooden candle riser I had in my stash, making sure the map was right side up and the cut side was along the top. With a construction level on top, I ensured the globe was level, then screwed the globe to the riser through the center hole. Reaching for some grapevine garland, I cut enough length to surround the edge of the globe, then joined the ends with some floral wire. Hot glue was applied to the rim, then I held the garland in place until the glue was set, and worked around the entire edge until it was covered. Filling up the bowl with some full plants, I now have the cutest elevated bowl that can be used so many different ways. Let's put the stand to work. I spray painted the stand in black. Borrowing some lightweight chain from a dollar store hanging basket, I attached the chain to the top, then looped the larger hook to the bottom. Threading through a roll of paper towel, I now have an instant paper towel stand, making it so handy to reach for. With the black finished, it fits right in with my kitchen theme while keeping it clean and dry. I placed the stand on some scrap wood, then drilled a hole on each side of the bottom. I then reached for a plug-in light with a long cord and marked how large the plug was at the center hole of the globe. I scored the globe with a knife until a metal bracket was revealed. Using a screwdriver, I pried out the bracket, then kept cutting the globe until the plug could be threaded through the hole. Inserting long screws in each hole, I mounted the stand to the office wall with the hooped shape facing down. I decided how low I'd like to hang the light, then wrapped the rest of the cord around the stand and running it down to the floor so I could plug it in. Then screwing in a light bulb that doesn't get hot, my new globe-themed lamp is ready to do business in style. It's the perfect size and scale for my office, giving upcycled travel vibes. Choosing a globe with tones that play well with your home will make any of these projects suit any of your spaces you put them in. I hope this inspires you to consider trying a few of these unique globe ideas too.
Pick up some basic jute placemats at a craft or decor store. Sew 2 placemats together using an upholstery needle and jute twine. Hand sew a simple over-under stitch around the perimeter of the placemats, but pause about 2/3 of the way through. Stuff polyfill stuffing in between the 2 placemats to whatever thickness you want. Then continue sewing the remaining space with the jute twine and tie off with a knot at the end. You can stop here with a beautiful textured pillow, or you can take it a step further. Make 8 to 10 pom-poms using a pom-pom maker in a color or colors of your choice. Using the upholstery needle and yarn, sew the pom-poms at different points around the perimeter of the pillow. Style your jute pom-pom pillow on a sofa or chair and collect the compliments. Grab a basic Lazy Susan, I thrifted mine, and spray paint it black. Use some hot glue in the center of a jute placemat and attach it to the top of the Lazy Susan. Once attached, continue to glue the underside of the placemat to the Lazy Susan, working your way from the center to the edge. Use as a serving trivet at a dining table, or place plants on top, turning the Lazy Susan so each plant gets the best light. Or even style as a cool coffee station in your kitchen. Clean up an old planter pot and give it a makeover. Fold the bottom of a jute placemat under and glue it so it is secure. Do the same for 2 more placemats and then glue the placemats together on the sides. Wrap the connected placemats around the planter pot and glue the ends together where they connect. Your plants will love this new textured planter pot. I hope this inspired you to take some basic jute placemats and create unique home decor with style and texture.
I dug this alcohol bottle out of my recycling bin because I have the perfect project in mind for it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the label from the bottle. So this one is a really thick label, so I tried soaking it, but that didn't really seem to do much. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to scrape it off with a metal scraper here. And then once I have all the label off, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some alcohol, and I'm just going to wet a lint-free cloth, and I'm just going to get rid of the sticky residue that's left over. With my bottle all clean, we're going to go ahead and add a picture to where the label used to be, but on the back side. So I'm going to go ahead here. This is just an old picture of my mother and father, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it down to fit in the exact same spot where the label was. Once I have my picture sized up correctly and it fits exactly where the label was, I'm going to go ahead and take some matte Mod Podge, and I'm going to just take a brush and I'm going to brush it onto the back side of the alcohol bottle, making sure that it's nice and thin, not thick, drippy coats. We don't want that because then the picture will bubble. So I'm going to go ahead, once I have it nice and even, I'm just going to place my picture face down into the Mod Podge, and then I'm going to take a scraper and I'm going to smooth down the picture, removing any air bubbles. I let that set for a good 2 to 3 hours, and then I'm going to come in with some just plain white chalk paint, and I'm going to paint my entire back side of my bottle. And then for the front side, I want to make sure I leave a little window here so we can see the picture in the back. So I'm just going to tape it off with some painter's tape and then continue painting around the entire bottle, leaving the window open. I let this chalk paint dry overnight, and then now that it's nice and dry, I'm going to go ahead with some transfers here from Dixie Belle, from their Bells and Whistle line, and I'm going to transfer some nice orchid designs here onto my bottle. So I'm just going to frame out the window portion here, just rubbing these on. These are really easy to apply. You just get the little scraper that they give you in the box, and you just scrub over the transfer plastic sheet, and then you'll see it begin to lift off. So you can see there it's lifting away from the design. Once you see it lift away, you can pull the plastic transfer sheet off your design. And then I just repeated this process around the bottle, some on the sides here, and then working my way with a larger design up onto the top of the bottle. Then once that is complete, my bottle is set here, and I just placed it up here in my home. And as well, I just placed a nice taper candle in the top for a nice candle holder. This is great for like pictures of loved ones that you've lost, if you want to make like a little memorial for them. I just love this idea. There's so many possibilities. So I decided to take this DIY step further and do another idea. So I took these drinking bottles, and instead of a picture, I used some pages from a book that got wrecked. I managed to salvage a few of these pages, and I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge them on in the same fashion. And then I'm going to paint around the picture, again, leaving a little window at the front of the bottle so that you can see the picture from behind. I'm going to cover these ones in black wax just to tone down the white paint a little bit. And then instead of using a transfer design, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some gold leafing just around the edges of the bottle where the window frame is, just to give it that nice, elegant, classy touch. And then once I've done that and let them set, these are my candle holders here. So this is just a little different design, same idea of project, just putting a different spin on it. So these ones as well, I put my taper candles in, and I am in love with this project. I really hope that this inspires you to get creative with this one, put your own spin on it, and do whatever kind of designs that you like. Thanks so much for tuning into Home Talk, and we'll see you on another video.